This is GabNet, the Great American Broadcast Network, now in its 8th year of talk like you've never heard it before.
This is Alex, and we're here for the Ramble. We go until midnight tonight from New York City. And hello to you on a fabulous, let's see, Wednesday is this? This is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Yes, it is. I know it is. Okay, boy. So, let's see here. It's time, I guess, to go out to California and join an individual who hasn't got his light on because his face is all orange, it looks like here. Let me see. I'll let you see how orange it looks. Wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute.
Doesn't look orange anymore.
Oh, I see. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Why isn't why don't I have your picture? Oh, window capture.
My face broke the camera.
Let's see here. Let me see here. What is this? This is Zoom meeting. Yeah, okay. Let me see here. Let me go to Zoom participants, and then let me go back to Zoom meeting and see if it comes up. There we go. Okay, we had a little problem there, you know.
All right.
Yeah, it always happens. One thing after another, you know. So,
well, good evening.
How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. I'm having a good week. I feel good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 1 pound away from my first major weight goal.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was 201 this morning.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And my first goal is to get under 200.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a new goal. So
yeah, well, that's good. That's very good. Of course, I weigh more than you do, but then again, I'm taller than you are.
yeah, I'm 5'8".
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm 6. So
Yeah, and 4 inches means a lot. As far as being able to distribute the weight. Well, anyway.
But anyway, so I am today, boy, man, I can't walk. I'm losing my ability to walk. Took a walk today. I thought I was gonna struggle all my way back and forth. It's not that I can't do it. I can't breathe, but my ankles are killing me. All kinds of things. Just,
Are you getting arthritis?
I don't know what I'm getting. I'm getting old is what this is, and I don't like it. It's not any fun.
Yeah, well, I know that you're not much for advice or taking, what I do seriously, but I have been making a transformation in my ability to walk and balance because of the exercise that I've been doing, as well as the rolfing, which is extremely painful. But what it does is it stretches your muscles and tendons and so forth, so that you're able to walk with a good gait rather than shuffle.
Yeah, but I'm what I'm getting is something else. It has to do with the neuropathy, I think, more than anything else. But I don't know. I'll see. I'm gonna see. It just doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah, I understand. I've been having some knee pain lately with one of my tendons, and I'm sure it's because I did something wrong. So I bought, and they're on their way to me, these things called Go Sleeves, which is a kinesiology, whatever it is. You put it on over your knee.
You buy into all this holistic shit, don't you?
I live in California. We got Sprouts.
The one thing you have in California that should not be allowed anywhere: pineapple pizzas.
Oh, yeah, absolutely the worst.
Anybody who eats a pineapple pizza should be shot on sight.
Yeah, they call that the Hawaiian pizza.
Do they call it Hawaiian pizza?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like Hawaii. They also call the ukulele an instrument.
Well, when I ate pizza, and I'm done with pizza, I liked clam and garlic.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I know. I'm basically, let's see, pizza. I like not pepperoni. What do I like on there? I like not salami.
Sauce.
I can't remember now. If I went in to get a pizza, I wouldn't know what to get.
Well, New York, you live in the pizza mecca. It is. They have the
Well, I know
best.
what I like is sausage on my
Yeah.
pizza. Sausage and mushroom.
I'm to the point now that I like plain if I'm gonna have.
Really?
Yeah. I like plain. I like thin. I like the oil to drain
I
off.
like mushrooms. I like onions. Onions and hamburger.
Wow.
Sausage.
So you like the all meat
Yeah. Why not?
with some onions.
Meat's damn good.
Yeah.
You know,
I
they
agree.
say it's going to kill you, but you know a lot of other things are going to get me at this age. So you know, I may as well go out on my way eating good stuff. It's fun.
Yeah. Hey, talking about paying for pizza, I guess a lot of people that bought crypto.
Oh boy. Yeah. Anybody who bought some crypto, if you need a little loan, maybe I can throw you a couple of dollars.
You know, I had no understanding of
Me
what
neither.
crypto was.
Me neither.
And so, you know, like Warren Buffett says, you invest in companies that produce something and that that you like.
Yeah.
And you would buy their products and services.
Yeah.
And you know, with crypto, it just felt like a pyramid scheme. You know, you know this FTX exchange.
Right.
The guy was worth $40 billion or?
Do you know who did commercials for them?
No, who?
Larry David.
Really?
Do you remember at the what do you call it? At the Super Bowl, the ad with Larry David where they're trying to sell him crypto, and he goes, you know, I like this. I invested in this and that and so on and so forth. And it was a very funny ad, but that was for
Larry David.
This was for FTX.
Wow.
So I think he got paid in crypto for that, and now he finds out
back to the bank.
He found out he worked for nothing. You know?
Yeah. Well, you know, I guess this guy is going to get extradited. Wasn't he living in his parents' basement before he came up with this?
I never understood crypto, and when I would ask people, okay, so can you hand me some crypto? Hand me a crypto coin.
Yeah.
No, it's all digital currency. It's
Yeah, I don't
you know, and
understand what mining is.
Yeah, I mean,
Mine for crypto.
To me, I mean, I'm an old guy. Okay, so I guess I can be told that I'm an old guy and I don't understand it and all of that. But all I know is in the old days, I worked, and then they put some dollars in my hand.
Well,
you know, and those dollars could be spent somewhere.
Well, it was also the basis for it. It was traded on the dark web originally, and people were using it for nefarious reasons. They were buying drugs and they were paying one another with this. But I guess what happened is that people left this crypto in these exchanges thinking they were like banks. But I guess the piggy bank got raided by this guy with a funny name and crazy hair. But the piggy bank got raided. You know, he donated, I don't know, $40 million to the Democratic Party.
Yeah.
For that campaign. You know, where does this money come from? I guess, you know, maybe he bought crypto and it went up in value. And
well, look, I you know, I'm not going to argue with somebody that says, oh, we should come up with a better system than we've got now. You know, this is all based on silver. I mean, you know, come on, it used to be based on silver, right, and gold, or gold, and it isn't any longer. But we still use the same money. You know, and it doesn't have any real worth. There's no, you know, all I know is I can spend it. I've got, you know, in my pocket in the other pants, $100 worth of $20 bills, and I know I can use those and get stuff for them. I want to know with this virtual where I can get stuff for it. Can I go to my local grocery store and use crypto? No.
Do you remember that Tesla was taking crypto in payment for their cars?
Yeah, well, Musk is very big on crypto.
Yeah.
I mean, he might not be today. I think he's worth $225 billion, and now he's worth about $220.
$220 or $220 billion?
$220.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we'll have to be putting on a benefit to make sure that he gets 3 square meals a day.
Yeah. Right. He's getting out of Twitter. I mean, he's not giving up Twitter. He's going to assign somebody to be the CEO. And take,
well, that makes sense. Yeah. I don't think the guy has time. He's working 24 hours a day.
He's got all this stuff going that I would rather he. I don't see Twitter as something that's going to change the world. It's going to change the planet. But I do see that something like the electric car and rocket ships are going to.
He just won a thing from NASA for the next SpaceX thing is going to be another. Was it another trip to the moon or what? He had just won $1.5 billion.
We are going to be on the moon. We shot up our rocket today. Finally, it went up.
Yeah. Artemis, right?
Artemis. And I hope they have cameras on there so we can see the moon when they get there. If they don't have cameras doing that, I want my money back, But they're going around the moon and then on in 2025, and I hope I live that long. You think I'll live that long?
Well, I think about life and I think about time, and that's the only commodity you can't buy.
Yeah. Well, anyway, you think I'll live to be until 2025?
Yeah, you'll live out of just so you can make my life miserable on Wednesdays.
I don't look unhealthy, do I?
No, not at all.
Not at all. That's what they're going to say. He looks so good, and then all of a sudden he's dead. Yeah. But anyway, so I in 2025 they're going to land people on the moon and start doing stuff there.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, they're sending up a something to circle the moon. It's going to be like a GPS station and a thing that they can. And they're also going to put up they're going to also send up like a habitat or something that they can live in for a little bit before they go down to the moon. Yeah. So.
I think these things are phenomenal. That GPS will come in handy to help the Ukrainians keep their missiles out of Poland.
Well, you know what happened? I mean, they were trying to shoot down all these rockets that Russia had been lobbing in like crazy, and one of these things went bad. And by the way, the one that went bad was a Russian-made rocket that they had.
That's probably why they thought it was Russians. But Zelensky is adamant, saying that it was a Russian. It was a Russian rocket. Even though the Ukrainians fired it.
It was a Russian rocket. Because and you say, why did the Ukrainians have Russian rockets? They were supplied, their entire supply of rockets, missiles, at the time. I mean, now a lot of them are sent here by the United States and so on and so forth. But a lot of those were made by Russia. And that's why this was a Russian missile.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And at first, they didn't know where it came from, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad there was a little bit of restraint, but I think the restraint in having the reaction from NATO was that people are tired. They call it Ukraine fatigue, and that I think that the West is tired of what's going on.
Listen, we're tired. We get tired of stuff. But that doesn't make it any less important,
Yeah.
And that's the problem.
Now, I guess is it that winter presents a better opportunity for the Russians to mobilize and attack?
Well, maybe, yes. But the fact is, the Russians were very good during winter because that's what hurt Napoleon.
Yeah.
That's what hurt Hitler. Because the winters came and they were severe, and the Russians knew how to fight in them, and they didn't. But the Ukraine is part of that climate. Okay.
Yeah.
So
they know how to fight in it too.
They could fight in a snowstorm. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, let's.
Yeah. So did you see? I have something here to show, and you might show up on your screen, but it will take time
Oh,
because
what is that? Xi dressing down Trudeau?
No, I didn't know. How did G
Oh,
dress down?
during the G20 conference, I guess Trudeau and Xi had a discussion, and the Canadians leaked the information, and then the cameras caught Xi letting Trudeau know that he was unhappy with Trudeau's opening his mouth
Yeah.
and leaking conversations that they had.
No, well,
Yeah.
he,
So
he
that,
has a right to be pissed,
yeah,
if that's
you know,
the case. But anyway, the point is, that in that situation, Biden and Xi got along very well. They've had a long-term relationship with each other, and it was kind of like two old friends getting together. In fact, if you look at Xi's face when he first sees Biden, a big smile on his face.
yeah, because he knows he's going to walk all over him.
No, he's not. No,
the
he's
thing
not.
about Xi, and whether it was Trump or anyone else, is Xi with one hand says, "Oh, I'm your friend. Give me a hug," and with the other hand, he says, Taiwan, that's my country.
No, he's not going to give up on Taiwan, but I don't think he's going to do anything about it. Okay,
Well, you can only hope.
I think he's just going to complain a lot. Anyway, here, what I want to show you, there's a certain gentleman who decided that he's going to run for president.
Oh, Dr. Trump.
Yes, you must be very happy with that.
Well, yes, no. I sort of agree with a lot of other Republicans, just as much as the West is getting Ukraine fatigue. I think that America is getting Trump fatigue. And
There's no question about that.
I thought that Trump was great when he was president, and I really liked what he did. But I think his time has come and gone.
Well, let me show you something, because it is
Also-
what.
Also, it's 2 years early, and every time someone would declare this early, they would rise up and fall long before.
He hasn't even risen up here. Who is has been his biggest supporter? The guy who helped get him into office.
Lawler, not Lawler. Ron.
No.
Starts with an L.
No.
He's a billionaire.
No,
He said that he wasn't going to back him.
No, the guy who got him into office was Murdoch.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Murdoch and the Post and Fox and so on. And he just said, "I'm going to make him president." He didn't like him, but he said, "I'm going to make him president. Then he'll be in our pocket," which he was. So he could always count on the New York Post to love him. Well, I don't know if the New York Post loves him anymore. Let me put this up and see if you can see it after a while.
Okay.
But this is the New York Post from the other day. See, Children of War is the headline. Bloody shirt of a little girl. Somebody got killed. I think it was in Queens or Brooklyn or, crackdown on gangs behind 19 shootings. Now, at the very bottom, okay, can you see that page now?
Yes.
Is it come up?
It's circled. Florida man makes announcement.
Yes, Florida man makes announcement. This is the day after Trump made his announcement. Page 26.
Yeah.
And that's hilarious. Florida man makes announcement. Anyway, here is the article itself. Inside a brief column attributed to Post staff was dripping with sarcasm, they say here. Listen to what they wrote.
Yeah.
With just 720 days to go before the next election, a Florida retiree made the surprise announcement that he was running for president. In a move no political pundit saw coming, avid golfer Donald J. Trump kicked things off at Mar-a-Lago Resort and classified documents library.
Wow.
I don't think the Post likes him anymore.
I think somebody's got a sense of humor.
Oh yeah, but somebody also doesn't like him anymore.
Yeah, well,
he can't depend on the good graces of the of the good graces of the Post any longer.
Media. Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Well, I think that a lot of things contributed to the red dribble instead of a wave or trickle. Um, there was a lot of promises made from the left. $2,000 stimulus checks, $10,000 to $20,000 student loan forgiveness. None of those things happened.
No,
Those were promises.
The student loan forgiveness was
held up by a judge.
Held up by a judge. I mean, this is not because he didn't do it.
But it didn't get done. So
it hasn't been done yet. But,
it's not going to get done.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Where the $2,000 stimulus check, I don't think that this country needs more stimulus. We have enough inflation. The last thing we need is more stimulus.
You know what bothers me? I'll tell you something. I think you'll agree. This is something we can agree on, Phil.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I said to my wife the other day, I saw an interview with Michelle Obama, with Stephen Colbert. And she said, she says, people ask me why my marriage has lasted so long and so on. What's the reason for the success? She says, I find that people who marry each other who have nothing in common wind up having better marriages than people who have everything in common.
I look at a few of my friends. Mm-hmm. I have the two friends, Jim and Lisa. Mm-hmm. They do everything together. They get along so well. They have just the best marriage, and he's in his 70s and she's in her late 50s, early 60s. Mm-hmm. And they do not meat that's some sort of Thai dish, but a Krav Maga.
Well, anyway, get to your point.
Okay, but they have a great marriage, and it's like they're best friends. And
no, that's not what I'm talking about. That's not what Michelle Obama was talking about. I mean, Marjorie's a very good friend of mine. She's my best friend. Yeah. But she said that it's just a matter of not having things in common. All right, the people who don't have things in common have a better relationship than people who have everything in common. I think it's maybe because one is learning from the other constantly.
Well, that could be true. It's just that if the one person has no interest in the things that the other person does. So, for instance, I've had relationships with people where we did all the same things together. We shot, we scuba dove, we did all these things together. It was a great relationship. Of course, it didn't work out for one reason or another. And then I'm in a relationship where I have nothing in common with the other person, and except they're very nice and I trust them. So my relationship is really built on trust, not on in common or opposite activity.
Okay, but the point that I'm making is that I think that so I mentioned to Marjorie, I said, I don't think we maybe have anything in common, and she's been so put off by that. So I'm depressed. Why? Because you think we have nothing in common. I said, well, let's figure out something we do, and we don't have anything in common. But
I understand that.
We do have
my relationship is very similar to that.
Do you know what we have in common? Each other. Our relationship
that's right.
with each other.
You trust each other.
Hey, I just came up with the answer. I'll have to tell her that tomorrow.
Right.
That's what we have in common is our mutual acceptance and caring for each other.
Yeah, and that's probably the most important thing.
I mean, she likes different food than I do. She likes different movies than I do. She likes different TV shows than I do. Yeah. But anyway, so what I was going to say is I probably have more in common with you than I do with her.
Yeah, well, Trump.
Yeah. But the thing that was pissing me off, I got another thing today, and the New York Times sent me a thing. We're charging you $2 more a week for the New York Times.
Is this the digital version?
Digital and the Sunday weekend.
Oh, okay.
Papers. And I'm going. And then let's see here. Disney has upped theirs by $2 a month. Who else? Somebody else added up something for a couple of dollars a month. And I'm going, this is bad times for the American people.
Exactly.
Right? And
People are getting more austere. They're
yeah, well,
they're
but it's
they're
not,
cutting back.
it's not the time for these organizations to suddenly raise their prices. Why? What are they paying more for? For instance, let's talk about Disney. All right, I'm buying a service that's digital. What are they paying more for? They raise the prices on internet connection? No.
No, but there's cost. Employee costs are much greater now
Well,
than
yeah,
they.
but no, but that's the other thing. You hear about all these companies that want to raise you $2, but they're letting go of 10,000 people.
Well, they have to. I mean,
Well, no, you don't have to. You know the last thing
look
you
at
do?
Twitter.
Listen.
Look at
listen,
Twitter.
Wait, hold on a second.
There's no more free lunch at Twitter.
Have you ever eaten in that building? There's no free lunch there at all. Anyway.
Well, yeah, there used to be a cigar shop downstairs when it was the Furniture Mart.
Yeah.
But
there was also a radio station.
Yeah, well, I had an office there on the second floor. They had the last. It was a switchboard, and each of the offices had a phone that was connected to the switchboard, and the switchboard had those plugs in it that the person plugged in and connected you to the office or from a call from the outside, and that was the last working switchboard I think in the country.
Yeah.
Was building.
Well, anyway, the point is these companies are letting people go like crazy. I always, who was it said it? And I think it was actually, it may have been former head of the Chinese government, Deng Xiaoping.
Yeah.
Who said, what I could never get about the United States of America is that when a company is doing badly, they let all the people on the bottom go. And he said, the fault is with the people on the top. They're the ones that should lose their job. You should start from the top, CEO,
Exactly.
whatever, and work your way down, fire those people. All you'd have to do is fire about 50 of the top people, and you'd save all the money you'd save by firing 10,000 of the bottom people.
Musk did fire the guy who was the CEO.
Well, no, because he was going to go anyway. Because when the new guys come in, the old CEO goes.
He got quite a golden parachute, I understand.
Probably.
Yeah,
probably.
So what's going on there is Musk says that only 10% based on the cards that people swipe when they come in and out of the building. 10% of the workers show up at the building. Can you imagine all the rent people are paying and they want to work remotely? Why do you think? I know that working remotely might be good because you don't have to commute, you don't have to wear pants on Zoom calls and things like that.
I would think that he would not be one to mind people working from home. Because he's got a modern company and he's into scientific stuff, and he should know unless it's important for that person to physically be there. People who need to physically be there would be, say, the IT people who need to stick wires together.
All right.
But for people who are running various areas of the company, there's no reason for them to come in.
For 8 years, you've been complaining about the culture of not having a place to go to commiserate with other people, to have a certain culture, and to be able to work instead of the power of one, it's the power of many, and you don't have that if you're stuck in your basement. So by going in, I don't know if they call it the water cooler syndrome or something, but by going in and having that collaboration with other people in a like minded goal, I think is very valuable, and that's what's lost in working from home.
Yeah, let me bring in some other people here. There are a couple of people waiting. So.
Okay. And I would like to talk about why reclining on your seat on a plane causes people to go crazy.
What I mean, where'd you come up with this one?
Lately people have been having air rage because they recline their seat. I know that when I sit in a seat on a plane, I want to recline it. And if you don't like it, recline your seat. And if everybody's reclined, there'll be the same amount of room and everybody will be comfortable.
But I very seldom recline my seat, believe it or not.
You know?
No.
Did they have reclining seats last time you were in a plane, Alex?
The last time they were in a plane, the wings were made of wax and
There
he
you
flew
go.
it into the sun.
You guys keep talking about G. Who is G?
XI. He's the,
it's
president of.
Yeah, I believe it's pronounced she.
She, he, I don't care what his pronoun is.
Let's start calling Trump Dump instead.
That's actually
You guys do.
that's actually his last name, you know.
Dump.
She.
Drunk.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
She is his last name.
Because in China, the first name is
the
the
last-
last name.
Yeah.
So his name is Deng Chao.
No, Deng Chao was the earlier president, the one that got walked out of that.
Oh no, that's Deng Xiaoping. I'm talking. Let me see.
And now we got
I can't
dumb.
remember.
Got Dumb Chow Trump.
What's she's?
And we got
Do we have to
Ween
make jokes?
Allen.
Do we have to make jokes
Alert from
about Trump?
continuity camera.
What do you-
iOS update required.
Ooh.
What was
That's okay, Jeff. My update failed.
Hey, I updated yesterday, and it wouldn't let me on. I had a meeting with the district attorney's group, and
Lucky them.
it took me 10 minutes to get logged in. I had to reboot several times. Zoom has been difficult
A
for me.
mess.
It hasn't asked me to upgrade.
So I
doesn't like you.
see that since the Democrats are not going to support Trump, I mean the
Democrats?
the Republicans are not. The Democrats think it's the best thing that happened because he's going to take votes from the person that's most likely could win, which is DeSantis.
At the moment,
I
yeah.
don't think DeSantis is the most likely to win. I think that the whole idea that, he did so well in Florida, blah, blah, blah. Outside of Florida, nobody gives a crap about this guy. They don't know what he's about or what he's capable of.
No, he amongst Republicans, I think he's getting
amongst
a lot of favor.
hey, come on.
Democrats aren't going to vote for him.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, you would vote for DeSantis.
Absolutely. He's
maybe in the primary.
He's. I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Of course, I don't like him. Of course, I can't stand him. But as a governor, he's been pretty good as a governor. Okay,
Yeah.
except for some of the crappy, stupid stuff he's done, like sending people up to Martha's Vineyard and deals like that.
Love it.
I mean, that's wasting Florida's money. Okay.
Well, I think a lot of Floridians were very happy with that move.
But he handled the hurricane very well. He handles the crises that plague Florida, such as the Jews. By the way, anybody see Chappelle on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, I saw.
I heard about it, but I didn't see
My
it.
brother made me watch it.
No, it's wonderful.
It was good, Alec, wasn't it?
I love it.
He's-
You know what I hate about being a Jew is the fucking ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, and this moron who's heading it up now, who comes out with, I saw what he did, and he trivialized the whole Holocaust and blah. That wasn't what he was doing at all.
Yeah,
He was
well,
he was
people are
trying
too
to make
sensitive.
he was trying to make more of a point about how everybody piles on people without real reason.
People are much too sensitive. But just to finish what Alan was saying before, I saw that that a lot of Republicans, and New Hampshire is one example, that the Democrats in the primaries supported the weakest Republicans that they thought that could be beaten in the general election. And I think that that's what happened, and one of the reasons why.
Hey, the Republicans do that too. Okay.
Well, no, I mean there was.
I think
people,
they invented it, didn't they?
yeah.
No. I think a lot of people changed their party or went so that they could vote in the Republican primary.
People do not do that to a great extent. There are some that do. Okay, granted,
Yeah.
there are some that do. But I don't think it's limited to Democrats. Republicans do it too.
Well, so You know,
So I mean, all of a
do it
sudden you're
too.
blaming the Democrats.
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
Because the Democrats seem to have succeeded in this effort. And
No, they
New
didn't
Hampshire
do it. You know what
is
they
one
did?
example.
You know what they did to win this election? They made a good case. All right.
What's a good case? That abortion is more important than crime and inflation.
It's all important. It's all important. You don't put priority on any of those things. They're all important. Yes, yes, Tony.
I went to Key Food. You know they sell Macy in my Key Food. I'm telling you, it was right by the on the side of the Yankee Doodle. Something that the drinks display. They have a big sign. We sell Macy. I mean, it's getting bad though. Come
Could
on.
somebody tell me what he just said?
Do you know where you can get the best mace?
Where?
Macy's.
Really?
Yeah,
What is it?
really.
I told my sister to get a bottle, but she walks to school sometimes to teach. But she's afraid because she comes home at
Well,
night.
just
then.
stop it. It's not that.
I'm telling you, she's afraid. I had to walk over to.
It's not. How many of
I
your
assume
friends?
you
How
ain't
many of
kidding.
your friends have been mugged recently?
I had a lady mugged in front of the house, Alex. That remember I told you? They took a pocketbook. at
Yes, but if
gunpoint.
you hadn't gone out, she would have been okay.
Yeah.
The cop looked at me like I was crazy with my pajamas on at 3
He's
o'clock.
right. He was right.
Yeah, you escaped
You
from
live
the
here.
asylum.
I'm walking out the door. No, I just figure I'm getting the mail. I live here.
Yeah. Oh, anyway. Hello there, Ray. How you doing?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hey,
I
Doing
saw-
good. How are you?
Fine.
Did you show Alex that picture? You were in character. I saw it.
Me?
You know, you put a picture up on your page of Frank.
Oh, yeah. I was in the dressing room. That's one of the characters I play in the play.
Yeah.
Scottish gravedigger.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So anyway, so
Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, a lot of people have done that over the years. A lot of people said to me, "Well, in New York, why don't you go? Why don't you just register as a Republican and vote in the Republican primary?" And I went, "That's a waste of time," But
It worked well for
It
Trump.
worked out in New Hampshire as well as many other states.
it also worked out well for Trump.
Right.
You'll never admit that Trump got elected by chicanery. Well, he got elected.
No, I don't think he did. I think
he got
that
elected.
Hillary,
She got 5 million more votes than he did.
yeah, in California, it doesn't matter how many votes you get. It's called the Electoral College.
And that is the biggest ruse
Time
ever.
you went to school,
Well,
the Electoral College.
Do we really have to do this with the?
I wonder if it was a regular.
Nobody's listening to Phil. It doesn't matter. It's lip service. Nothing comes out.
Yeah.
He had you dead, Alan, to me. He said Alan was doing bad.
Yeah, Tony writes me and says, "Oh, very nice." Tony writes me, "Hey, Alan, put the background on," and says, "What's with Tony?" I said, "What's with Alan?" I said, "Well, gee, the funeral's Monday."
Yeah, they really
Yes, Charlie.
That's not funny. I actually laughed though.
Actually, more important than Democrats crossing over to vote in the Republican primary, the actual DNC actually spent actually donated money, over $30 million, to these Trump the election deniers, so that they would win the primaries, and that's really what more contributed to the Republican losses.
Well, isn't that what I just said?
They said they were crossing over and voting in the Republican primary.
Yes, so that they could elect the least electable.
I'll tell you, Trump the other night. I keep waiting for the lies, and he had a big lie on he said, well, he talked about it. He said, a lot of the they said that a lot of the people who I endorsed lost, and he said, but they named like over 100 that had won. But the thing is, all those that he was mentioning were winning because they already were in office. They already were a very heavy Republican area, and they were going to win anyway. Had nothing to do with Trump. Okay, the people that Trump really supported, like Oz,
Yeah, I can't believe it.
like what does Chappelle call Walker?
Oh yeah, what did he say again? That was funny.
Yeah, he
Not The Walking Dead.
Whatever's going on in his,
the
we're
guy
very
that's the
happy.
new Speaker of the House. What's his name?
McCarthy.
He said he referred to Walker as, I think, observantly stupid.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was funny. He was great.
That's a good one.
You know,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
appropriate.
I love Chappelle.
I think making fun of the way the guy talks is not.
We're not making fun of the way they
It's not
talk.
bad.
Look, he says he's going to be there to represent the people, and
Well,
I think,
according to Walker, this country is the best country in the United States.
it is. Well, you know, in
He also
Georgia,
said if
in Georgia-
you're trying to file a horse shit and you follow it, you'll find the horse.
in Georgia, the people really are represented by Walker. Look, Georgia, everybody gets their teeth fixed like me.
So McCarthy says today he was voted to be Speaker of the House. McCarthy says
He wasn't voted Speaker of the House today.
Was he? Or not?
Yeah.
He was
No,
nominated.
he wasn't. He was
nominated.
He was
whatever.
nominated, but the vote doesn't take place until January.
Anyhow, so he says the reason that the Republicans did so poorly in the Senate was one person in particular,
McConnell.
Trump.
Trump.
Oh, really?
Trump screwed everybody.
I think that you know,
And when Herschel Walker doesn't become the next whatever in Georgia, the next senator, he can blame Trump's endorsement.
I donated $50 to Herschel Walker,
You gave it to him?
and now I'm being inundated with emails
Good.
that just give $5 more. You
Yep.
know, I mean, they wanted $5 in the first place. I gave them 50. And now they want more. $2, $5, $7, whatever you can give. And it's got to be done by tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Otherwise, I guess they can't collect any more money.
You also get a 1-year free subscription to Boy's Life, don't you?
No, that's what you beat off to.
I didn't say beat off. I said by donating to Herschel Walker.
Oh, this show's just taking it
You
on.
did.
Yeah. Hey, Tony, you need more light on your background. We have better backgrounds than you.
Yeah. So, Alex, I sent you a thank you note in a text. I saw Friday's show at home when I got home Saturday from the hospital, and I thanked you for the get well wishes.
Well,
And
what
you
else
two-
could I do? Gee, I hope he doesn't get better.
Well,
That's the only other choice I had.
I like what you said. I hope he gets better. We need more people here.
Well, they
like
need
that.
people, Alan, not Alan.
People.
And Tony, I thank you for your concern.
Oh, you're welcome. I was worried about my coffee. No, I'm joking. I'm joking.
I knew it. I knew it.
Ulterior motives.
That's okay.
You know what's funny about this background? Because Tony doesn't have enough light on his background.
I know.
I
That's
don't know.
right.
Doesn't have the,
Put
he
big light
doesn't,
on?
he, the joke.
Turn the light over to the background. We don't
He's got a
see
white
you.
shirt on.
See, there we
That's
go.
much
That's
better.
that's where we got it.
Oh,
Right?
thank God we got
Got
it
it from
before
Ray.
the drapes were messed up like that.
You know what it is?
No, we got that from Ray.
Need more light.
I know.
You know why? It's dark from the thing.
Ray is
Have a white
Ray's
shirt
a
on.
master at this.
If you have a black shirt on, it would be very bright behind you.
I did a screenshot once when Tony got out of his chair, and I saved it.
Yeah, and that's
We might rip the wallpaper down, Alex. My sister wants to redo this room,
don't.
but it'll live on in infamy with this. I'm glad you saved it.
You know,
I never ripped, until when I went to visit Shecky one time, I'll never forget when you said, I never noticed the wallpaper, Alex, until you said it that day. Is that wallpaper? And it was 2 different shades. She was, I think, alive at the time. And I turned around and said,
What's that big round thing in the back?
it's a plate.
those are her dishes.
That's a.
I'm going to
dish.
have to take them down. Her angel dishes. My sister probably take one. I don't know what I'm going to do with all this stuff. Exactly.
Put it on eBay.
I'm thinking about selling
Salvation-
it. She'll haunt me if I do it, Phil.
Yeah,
No,
there's
the lady
always
next door
somebody
made
out
it
there
on
in
the-
Georgia that'll buy it.
Yeah,
I got so many humbles here. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel we have a woman who calls the Monday. She's named Mandy. She lives in Georgia.
She likes Phil.
Yeah, but
Yeah, she wants to beat me up. That's
I
wants to punch me in the face. She said.
Did she?
Yeah.
One time she said
that would be you could do that show one time. That would be a worth watching show.
So,
I want to punch that Phil in the face. Woo!
By the way, I can't stand this any longer.
What's that?
The background.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can't.
Well, that is actually Alex's real background. You see that
I don't think you ever had a
thing that he's
wallpaper
got with the living room? That's Tony's living room.
She's still got paneling in one of the rooms. We got to get rid of that.
You like that?
It's like the 70s. Yeah, that's a little better. Yeah,
I like that.
She thought what she had, my mother.
That's my Broadway background.
Oh, nice.
You see here. Here we used to use that one. This is one we've never used because it doesn't do much of anything, and I don't use this either. Yeah.
Pence had a town hall meeting today.
Yeah, I saw a bit of it.
And he says that he is going to do everything possible to have Trump indicted for the insurrection on January.
He refused today to nice. He refused today to testify about the January 6th. Pence.
Well, he'll get a subpoena.
No, Pence said he was not going to testify.
That's good. The FBI will pick him up, arrest him, and they'll force him.
I don't think so. He was interviewed recently. I didn't see the interview, but people that I've spoken to said that they were impressed by him.
I'm not. I get impressed with him until he starts talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
He said that at one point he talked to Trump after the insurrection.
Right.
And said that he should take Jesus to heart. And
he said Trump never called him to find out if he was okay.
No, he didn't call to find out if he was okay. He said he talked to him 5 days later.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess during the thing or right after it.
Right. He never
Trump never called him.
Right. Yeah.
That's what type of friend Trump is. Mm-hmm. Do for me, and I'll screw you over.
This is Broadway in San Francisco.
Oh
yes,
really?
So
this is the Bay and the Golden Gate Bridge behind me.
Yeah,
good bridge.
Yeah, it's a lot nicer looking than Phil's background.
And this is my living room.
A strip club.
This is my living room, folks.
Yeah.
I'm in a lousy place right now.
Yeah, what's that?
You okay?
No.
Mentally or physically?
My wife and his sisters are here, and they took over the house.
Even Brian was nice enough to call me over the weekend and to see how I was doing.
We were just listening to what Jeff was saying.
Yeah, what's this interruption? He's interrupting again.
Between you and Phil, I got two people with two agendas of their own while we're trying to talk about, hey, Jeff's kind of got the family there and it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, let's pile on.
Take show notes. They take show notes, so they have their agendas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're all here because their mother is her birthday.
Happy birthday. How old
is
she?
Too old.
How old?
Yeah. Alex's age?
93.
93.
Wow, that's my mother's age.
Yeah. And she's also got dementia.
Oh.
Just like his mother.
No, my mother's healthier than I am.
That's good.
How about your mother, Alan?
She's doing pretty good. She can still drive. She's still her mind works good.
Where does she drive? You crazy?
Yeah.
Well, in part, yes.
Well, my mother
help me out. Interrupt here.
My mother is dead.
Yeah, mine too. We got something.
How dead is she?
I'm joking.
Did your mother
really dead?
Wasn't she 100 years old?
Yeah, she was 100 and change.
How long ago? Well, that's a good life. How long ago did your mother pass away, Alex?
Oh God, it was how many years ago? I don't know. When did I go?
I'm guessing at 20.
Well, she died at 100. She was born in 1906, 04. something like 1994.
So it's been about 20 years.
Yeah. And now I'm going next. My breathing has just been fucked lately.
Yeah.
But it could be
Do
the
you
wet.
have a filter in your apartment? Maybe there's,
I think there's something in this apartment that
yeah, there could be like
particularly-
120 years of paint and lead paint and all sorts of shit.
I mean, some days I'm fine, other days I'm not. And I think it has to do with the weather. It has to do with all the work that's being done on the building.
Yeah.
It's right outside my door. They're hauling bricks up to the roof, and there's all this brick powder all over the floors.
Your studio is where you spend most of your time. You could put one of those.
No, it's not where
filters.
I spend most of my time.
Oh, what in the bathroom?
I'd rather not have anything to do with this.
All right. Well, wherever you spend most of your time, get one of those filters that filters out all of that stuff.
I had one.
Yeah. What happened?
Doesn't work.
No.
Doesn't do anything. I bought a new filter for it. You know how much filters are for those things?
Yeah, they're expensive.
It's like I got one that wasn't the brand filter, and it was cheaper than the brand filter. The brand filter was like $79.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's good for 6 months.
It's like razors, and they give you the razor for free, and they.
I just keep brushing it off and cleaning it out, and just saying, until it gets. I can make them go 2 years now.
I bought one from the Sharper Image store, which is a long time ago. I still have it, and it still works. Alan had his hand up.
Yes, Al.
Phil, I have a suggestion. Instead of donating Herschel Walker, you do the friendly thing and you get Alex a good air purifier.
It's in the mail. You sent it to him. You're the one with all the money.
Well, here's the problem. If I had a one-bedroom...
but I'm not giving it to Herschel Walker.
If I had a one-bedroom apartment, say 600 square feet, this one would take care of me. This isn't... I have it in the bedroom. It's only good for there. And then Marjorie leaves the windows open. She wants the windows open all the time. And really, if you want this thing to work effectively, you close the windows.
Yeah, you have to recirculate.
Yeah, exactly. So, And then I turn it on high, and it's always making noise, and it's,
Yeah.
Just complaining.
Alan,
Part of
what was
being an
wrong?
older Jew.
Ray is trying to say...
I was just wondering what was wrong with Alan. You were sick?
Yeah, I had stomach flu a week from Monday, severe, and it wasn't going away, and the doctor sent me to the ER to get checked out, and they kept me overnight for observation because some of my electrolytes were off, and they released me the next day, and so there we are.
Okay.
I'm back.
He survived.
I survived. Thank you.
Yeah.
Good man.
Yeah. So I'm never going to the emergency room ever again.
You want COVID? Go to the emergency room.
No, I'm not going to go to the emergency room again because they just do too much. They do too much. I mean, they gave me 2 different CT scans. They did a echocardiogram on me that was very extensive. They did a whole bunch of stuff checking my brain and this and that and everything. I mean, and the only thing they found were some enlarged lymph nodes, which they then sent me to an oncologist, and they looked at the blood work and everything, and said we can't see you. You don't have cancer. You don't have any of the signs. They looked at all the work that they did on me. They said, oh, yeah, I guess they looked at the lymph node things because that's the thing they would look for the lymphoma. And they just looked at all my blood panels and so on and just said, I thought they were just not going to see me. But I called them back a couple of weeks later and I asked them about it. And they said, no, the reason they didn't want to see you is you have to have cancer. You have to have some signs that show us that you have cancer. And they couldn't find anything in your work that indicated that you had cancer. So that put me in a bind,
These guys don't know what they're talking about. You had cancer. How come they don't, they can't recognize? Didn't you tell them about, your prostate?
Then because they wouldn't see me, my doctor said, well, here, go to this blood oncologist guy. So I made an appointment, and that's when I called back to Mount Sinai, and this woman remembered me and said, no, the reason they wouldn't see you wasn't because we just didn't want to see you. They looked at your work, they looked at all the stuff that was done in the emergency room and decided that you didn't have cancer. And they said, we can only see somebody who has cancer. So that's why. So I then canceled with this other person because I go to them and they give me they give me the same tests all over again, and I don't want that. You know, I mean, eventually, if you work hard enough, you're going to find something that's killing me. You know.
How much was the bill at the hospital for that?
You know, I was amazed. It only came to something like $2,000.
That is amazing. All of those times, $2,000.
Well, that's what Medicare.
They have a sale?
Well, no, that's what Medicare would pay. So that's the only thing they could charge.
Oh, what did they charge? Not what they got paid.
I don't remember, but I would remember that I said to myself, "This is amazingly low. I didn't think it was going to be this low."
Yeah, but that's what they paid, not necessarily what's charged. They could have charged $100,000 and they get two.
I'm sure in New York is like California. CT scans 3,000 or 4,000. Then they got to have the doctor interpret it. A heart scan is probably 15,000.
No, an echocardiogram doesn't cost that much. I get it at my doctor's office, and his full charge on it is something like $5. No, but you also said your heart. Your heart, and the heart was the echocardiogram.
Oh, well, okay. They'll give you a
echocardiogram, my doctor, I think, tries to charge $400, something like that. You know. So.
I had a much bigger workup then. I had nuclear medicine injected in me.
I've done
that. And then they run you in and out of the CT scanner a couple times. And that bill, although I didn't have to pay it because I have Kaiser, was $6,200.
Yeah, but Kaiser is doctor-assisted suicide. Excuse me. That's a
Larry Bubbles.
That's
Brown.
a Larry Bubbles Brown joke. Yeah,
it's cute. It's cute. You know, they had a saying in the 90s. Kaiser did, "Good people, good medicine," and then somebody added "good luck" to it.
Nice.
Kaiser's been good to me. You know, I'm going in at the end of the month. My knee hurts, and
you really like social. Wait a minute. You're going to a place of socialized medicine?
Yeah.
Hard to believe, huh?
Isn't it?
It's not government socialized medicine. It's private. And, you know, I believe in private concerns working together to do the right thing. But I'm getting an MRI.
I believe the government should do it and spend the money we give them to do stuff with.
No, let them spend it on the stuff they should, like defense. But
what defense? Who are we defending ourselves against?
No, he said fence, like a wall.
Well, the fence and defense. That's part of defense.
Talking about playing sports.
Yeah.
Hi, Brian. How you doing?
I was lifting weights and I was doing squats with fairly heavy weights.
Please don't even say that. I have a mental image and then it picks me. I was doing my squats.
Yeah, we want to see this.
Yeah. So
wait a minute. What?
Red dolphin shorts at the gym.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's what Phil wears.
What?
Oh, red. No, I have
those tight red dolphins and doing the squats and your junk falls out.
There's nothing to fall out.
Just one ball. Just one testicle comes out.
Yeah. No, I have nice gym clothes.
Tony looks so nice tonight. Make a nice haircut.
You know, you have nice gym clothes. Why do you want to look good at the gym? You're just going to sweat a lot.
Of course I want to look good.
Why?
You know,
because there are chicks there.
Well, not even that. It's just
it's a long time since he's tried to get laid. Okay,
yeah. And even if I did, I couldn't.
Even the gays turn him down.
Oh, jeez, the gays. I love it.
I loved Chappelle when he said there are two words you should never say: the and Jews.
Oh yeah,
the Jews. Yeah, just say Jews, not the Jews.
You know what he said? And
Twitter.
Everybody gave him a bad time for it. He said, he says, I'm in show business and I work in Hollywood. And I have to tell you, in Hollywood, there are a lot of Jews. A lot of Jews.
Especially on Fairfax area.
I said to myself, he's right.
Yeah, of course.
But there, the thing is, there are a lot of black guys in basketball.
Yeah.
Why is it? Because certain areas of whatever have been occupied by certain groups, and if you want to talk about being segregated in this country, the Jews were very segregated at the time that Hollywood was created. And these guys came out from New York to start these movie companies, guys like the Goldwyn and Mayer and the Warner Brothers and so on, and they were all Jews. And they
Lowe's.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Bugs Bunny.
That's Bugs Bunny. Yeah,
Bugs Bunny's Jewish.
Yeah, that's
Disney didn't like the Jews too much.
Well,
Walt Disney.
He didn't like the Jews, but he hired them.
Didn't you say there was a movie that he had some Jewish guy work on because he didn't want to be blamed for it?
No.
That one with the
you
black
have it
crows?
all. You have it all wrong, Phil.
Okay.
Everybody.
Let's
He's
hear the
got it
truth.
wrong. You're talking about Song of the South.
That's it.
And
yeah.
the reason he got a Jew, in fact, a very left-wing Jew, to write that film was because he felt he needed somebody who was part of a group that had been prejudiced upon to write the film to give it its proper weight. And that's the reason he hired this guy, not because he,
Then he didn't release it.
No, he did release it. Absolutely.
Not in this country.
Absolutely released it.
I saw it when I was a kid. What do you mean he
Yeah,
didn't?
it was in theaters,
Yeah.
but then it was the later Disney
And
Corporation.
You saw Birth of a Nation too, Charlie.
No, it shouldn't. The fact of the matter was that Disney felt that the Disney Corporation, once Disney died, felt that film should not be seen in the United States, and they just stopped making copies of it here. You could go to Japan and buy a copy of it. I have some friends who have laser discs of Song of the South that were Japanese laser discs. Yes.
I have it right here on the Internet Film Archive, right in front of me.
I have it on. I have a file of it here too.
So the history of how Disneyland was started, Walt Disney went to the bank to get money, and they turned him down. And a buddy of his,
the Jewish banker.
Exactly.
Well, actually, a buddy of his
Probably why, yeah.
was a wealthy Jewish banker and started the funding for Disneyland. And so, without the Jews,
To begin with, you're completely wrong. So everybody have another drink. Okay. Disney.
why don't you tell us how Disneyland
No,
started?
Disney got his money from the best place where he got all his money. From
Phil's not wearing any underwear.
Oh no!
Oh, I missed it.
Oh yeah.
My workout stuff.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Phil, why don't you flex for us?
Yeah, let's see your six pack.
Let's see your weights.
I'm going to get my six pack. I'll be right
Anyway,
back.
he always got all his money from Bank of America.
Oh, really?
Bank of America financed almost everything he did.
That was an Italian bank at the time.
Well, it was the Bank of Italy, and then
Yeah.
it became the Bank of America, and Giannini started it. And the reason he started it is he wanted to start a bank for average people who couldn't get loans from banks. I mean, if you or me in the old days, if we went into a bank to get money, they'd laugh us out of the place. So what he did, who was that, you, Charlie?
Yes, especially me.
Yeah, especially you. He wanted to lend money. And the first way he started loaning money is right after the 1906 earthquake. He set up a little desk out on the street.
Bank of Italy, yeah.
And started loaning money to people who didn't have any. Yeah. So good bank in its day.
A friend of mine is his grandson. His name's Alan Giannini, and 15 years ago he converted to Judaism. It's now Abraham Giannini. He's a retired allergist in San Francisco.
I would think it would be better for him to change his last name rather than his first name.
How would you go from Catholic to Jewish?
Well, I want to be Jewish, so I'm going to Avram Giannini.
Work for Jesus.
I watched. I wasn't in the room with the mikveh, but he went in and went into the tub of the water, and the rabbi and
But
him.
the women do
Wait a
that.
minute, the tub
That's-
and
that's
the
a
water.
woman.
Did he have it
That's
sliced off?
Wait a minute,
in
wait a
old
minute,
age?
wait. The tub and the bathtub. What is
No,
that?
no, no. Women, when they have a mikveh, when they
No.
convert-
Forget the mikveh. That's not what he's talking about.
A
He's
mikvah?
he's
These are
mixing up
guys.
Judaism with baptism.
It's not a baptism. It's in the mikveh. There's a tub of water. It's supposed to be rainwater.
It's for
and the
women.
person goes
That's for
into
women to
that
clean
water.
their vaginas, for crying out loud.
Ah, the vaginas.
It's a pussy
went-
cleanse.
Funny story is he went to a moil to
Hey.
be circumcised, and they decided not to take all of it. They took a little piece, which is all they need to do. They put it in a little jar, and he's big into public transportation, so he rode Muni, the train, and left the little jar on the train by accident.
Oh, what a bummer.
Well, they found it and gave it back to him because it said
How did he know it was his?
It had his
Yeah.
name on him.
it has his name on it. Yeah.
How do you call it? You call Lost and Found and says, "I left my foreskin on the train."
I don't know.
He rubbed it. And they got
No, what
bigger.
you do is you
like
staple up
Frankenstein.
little announcements on telephone poles that say, "Have you seen this foreskin?"
Yeah.
You draw a little sad face on it.
Yeah,
Well,
I
no
saw
part.
that wrinkly thing, and it owns a carpet store in Concord.
Anyway, yeah. What else? What?
I've had long COVID since I had the damn COVID.
Yeah.
I have the worst insomnia. It's so screwed up,
Oh,
man.
really?
What else? Any other things affecting you?
Sometimes when I stand up, I feel like I'm gonna faint.
Wow.
Ooh.
You have
And the
trouble.
How
sleep.
about
the
when
sleep
you
is-
drink and eat? Can you,
Huh?
when you eat, does it bother your
I get
throat?
really bloated.
How's your blood pressure? Ray?
Super low.
Maybe that. Yeah.
Yeah, since the COVID.
Well, that
You're
could be
not
the reason you
contributing to
pass
the
out.
dizziness?
Feel
Yeah,
like
I know,
you'll
and,
pass out.
and I can't. I sleep like 3 or 4 hours a night, even
Wow.
with drugs. So I don't, hopefully it's gonna go away. It totally sucks. And I wasn't even really sick.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Anyway,
So,
Yeah.
you know who died?
no.
No.
A guy who I used to say, Bud Friedman.
Oh, comedian.
Oh, yeah.
No, he's
no,
not.
he owned a comedy store, right?
No, let's
Why
see
don't you
here.
let him finish, Bill?
Yeah, he was about to
Yeah,
tell
Phil, come on.
Why do you have to jump in every time and ruin my timing on the thing?
Oh, okay. Untime it.
Come on,
Boom.
Phil.
Oh,
Wasn't he 90?
He was 90. Yeah.
Oh, I remember that guy.
He was the owner of the Improv. Well, the one on the West Coast. The one on the East Coast his wife owned, because when they divorced, he gave her the Improv in New York. So she owned that one, and he died the other day finally. I knew Bud. He was a decent enough guy, you know. He was. If people don't remember, when cable first started, and A&E first started, A&E had a show called An Evening at the Improv.
Yeah.
And they did so many of them that some days 6 hours, 12 hours of A&E was nothing but Bud Friedman and An Evening at the Improv. And I made the joke one time, and it was true, that actually the most pervasive image on A&E was Bud Friedman and Adolf Hitler.
Do you remember when big time wrestling used to be a TV filler?
Of
And
course.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
so
Where did that come from?
thought
Yeah, where did that
was-
come from? I was thinking the
Yeah,
same
no,
thing.
fine.
All of a
said that they
sudden,
were filling. You were filling the content with Bud Friedman and the Night of the Improv.
yeah, and I was talking about A&E, and they had a lot of documentaries with Hitler, and they had the shows with Bud Friedman, and the two images you saw most on A&E were Hitler and Bud Friedman.
All right.
It was a joke.
And,
And
it was a
then
joke.
All of a sudden, you go, oh, and you know, wrestling.
Yeah. Hey, everybody laugh. It was a joke.
Actually,
you ever see that show Amos and Andy?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
I'm just doing random shit.
Yeah.
How about Ray ask the question? I mean, we haven't heard from Brian. We haven't heard from Kevin.
Yeah.
I think Kevin's asleep.
You know, Brian's company is hiring people. Other people are laying off. Are you benefiting?
You know, I was hoping somebody would hear other than you and me, Phil. Talk.
Yeah, I know, but I'm wondering if Brian is benefiting from all the layoffs now that are going on. There's a research company that came out with some drug in your area, and then they said that it's not going to work. Was it a diabetes?
No, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah.
We just laid off
1,000
people. So
really? Oh, okay.
Why'd you lay off 1,000 people?
this was in the new Newark factory that we just brought up really quick, just to get a big window of opportunity for COVID stuff. So this was a temporary factory, anyways. So, but in Lodi, we're hiring another 1,000 people. So we're just moving. You know,
Why don't you just take the 1,000 people that you fired
it's an hour and a half away,
and ask them if they want jobs at the new place? Or
Yeah,
are
we
you
did.
doing that?
but it's an hour and a half away for people. So we did transfer some people, supervisors and stuff like that. So
No, good.
Yeah.
That sounds
Yeah.
terrific. Yeah. But, it bothers me seeing all these companies laying off people
Amazon's laying
when the
big
problem
time.
is not with the people who are working their asses off for the company. It's because of the people who run the companies that these companies aren't doing well. And then they go ahead and they fire people. And it always bothers me. It just doesn't make any sense.
There are going to be a lot more layoffs as interest rates go up and the economy slows. Layoffs are going to be happening more and more.
But why lay off those people? Why not lay off the people who caused the problem?
well,
If you got rid of the top 20 people at most of these big companies,
Brian would be unemployed.
wait a minute, and you fired all of them and got new people in cheaper, you would save the money that it would, you'd want to save money by letting 10,000 people go when you could let 50 or 100 people go and make the same money.
But it depends on what they're working on.
And those people, the bottom people on the bottom level are just working hard at their jobs to keep your company going.
Yeah, but strategically, it depends where the company's going. So
Yeah, well, it's all bothering me, that and the fact that everybody's raising their prices. I mean, why should I have to pay $2 more a week for the New York Times when I've got all these other costs like putting food in my mouth? I mean, it's not a time for these non-essential companies to raise their rates. There's no reason for Disney to raise their rates.
right.
Outside of the fact they're all getting greedy.
Yeah,
They're all going.
And a lot of the companies that did, some have brought them down, like Home Depot, like wood and stuff like that's come back down. Not all the way, but gas has come back down a little bit. It's gone up and down a little bit, but a lot of these companies that did raise the prices, they're not lowering them. There's still some gas stations here that are $1 or $1.50 more a gallon.
Yeah.
So there's some certain gas places over here, that people know, that like Moe's gas, which is really, really inexpensive. But then you have the Chevron that is in San Jose, that's right next to the freeway, and it's by Santana Row, which is a really high-end shopping area. And that one is almost $2 a gallon more than the Moe's is over here.
Well, I mean,
So these
people
guys,
here who
like
don't
you
care.
say, these guys are greedy, and they're saying, hey, I still have people coming at this gas station for $1 more or $1.50 more, and so I'm going to keep it that way.
Do they
And
do
that's-
your windshield and stuff like that? Like some of the
Those are the places that Phil picks out to go to, and then stands there and calls me and says, "You can't believe it! I'm paying $7 a gallon for gas."
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I just think in a time when food prices are very high, I mean, people are having a hard time feeding their families, to then raise something like Disney Plus $2, because, and it's not a lot, but it's enough that it makes me mad. All right. In other words, well, my Disney Plus with Hulu Plus together, which was I think $75 a month, has now gone up to 82. Now, come on. People have to eat food before they want to watch Disney. All right.
Cancel it.
Get it back.
No, but what I'm saying is, I'm not going to cancel it because we use it. But the point is, that if I can find a way to cancel it, I am. I'm canceling my my cable service
Well,
because we put in this Hulu Plus, which I get also the Disney bundle, and I got to tell you, in a month we haven't turned on our cable boxes.
There you go.
We haven't gone to the cable boxes at all, so we have no reason to continue with it. And what we're going to save, what I'm going to save is, it's like going to be about 92 now with because I also have to subscribe to get all an infinite number of boxes because Marjorie wants it in the bedroom and in the living room. She has them on all over the place. So the basic plan only lets you have 2 sets on at the same time. So I got to do that. But even with that, it's $92 a month. Okay. And my cable is $226. Well, I'm still going to have to pay $100 for the cable for the internet. All right. So really, I'm saving. You say, well, you're only saving. Let's see here, 26 and 8 is how much? $33. But then there's one other factor. Do you know that each one of the cable boxes you have in your house
You're renting it.
uses $8 worth of electricity a month? Have you ever felt
really?
the top of those things?
Yeah,
They're
they're
hot.
hot.
They're really hot. And the hotter those things are, the more electricity they're using. Here, I'm just going to use a Roku box to pick it all up, and that doesn't eat much electricity at all.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm going to not only be saving that money, but I'm going to be saving So I'm going to wind up saving a lot of money by not having the
Unplug
internet.
your coffee maker. Think how much you'll save.
Didn't you say, Kevin, that you have you cut the cord a long time ago? Didn't you say that? No, wasn't
I
you?
cut the cord 5 years ago.
Yeah. What do you?
It was Damien that helped me understand cutting the cord, and I did it probably at least 5 years
I'm
ago.
probably 5 years too late on this deal.
I haven't had
Why is that?
cable in many years.
Yeah. What do you use, Charlie?
YouTube TV.
I've been having it for the last couple of weeks as a test to see, and I do like it as much as Hulu TV. The only difference is I'm saving $20 on the Disney bundle package. Okay, so that's what I'm getting. But I don't. It's pretty good. YouTube TV is fine, But Hulu TV is terrific too. Now, which one do you have, Ray? What are you using?
I don't have any, I use an antenna for local channels.
Oh,
So I don't have any of that. I just have Netflix and Amazon and HBO and a couple others.
You have one of those digital antennas, Ray?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I only get 2 channels with the digital antenna. I tried it.
Yeah.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anybody
I
else?
get most of them.
Yeah. Well, I'm.
MSNBC. Who's the other one, Phil?
No, there was a local Concord thing, and there were channels that I never heard of or watched before.
Well, we
watched
just
it.
found that I mentioned to Marjorie tonight. I said, all this month we've never turned on the cable box.
Wow.
Or it's been on. It's been eating up electricity, but it's not. We haven't watched anything on it. I said it's time for us to just get rid of it. We'll hold on to my high-speed internet, which is $99 a month. And I need it because of stuff I move back and forth over the web, like this program, for instance. I need the best possible throughput that I can get. And if I want to pay $129, I could even get 2 gigs.
Yeah.
But I don't need that, so I'm not getting it. But
So I have a question about this. If I still have the cable, so if I got YouTube TV, I could cut the cable and I could watch I like watching CNN before I go to sleep.
I want to see. I can see.
You get them all.
You need
get them all.
you need like a Fire Stick or a Roku to be able. To
And if you go with Hulu TV, which is a little more than YouTube TV, you get the whole Disney bundle. You get Disney, you get ESPN, and you get Hulu.
Can I get CNN on Hulu?
Yes, on Hulu Plus. Yeah, TV
get
Plus.
that on YouTube also.
MSNBC, most everything actually.
Really, I'm going to check into that.
On YouTube TV.
Yeah, you get them all.
But I don't watch sports. I was just looking. Amazon's laying off. Disney's laying off. Jewel is laying off. Barclays Bank. Redfin.
Who's Jewel?
Jewel is those things you smoke.
Yeah. Well, they're laying off people because they nobody's buying those things anymore.
Well, the government is legislating against it. Salesforce is cutting 1,000 jobs on Monday. Zendesk, Lyft, Stripe. I never heard of them.
Stripe is who
Open
they
Door.
pay.
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand how you fire
Zillow.
somebody at Lyft. I mean, at the offices, I guess.
Seagate.
You take their sticker away.
No, but the thing is that you wouldn't want to fire. You wouldn't want to stop hiring drivers because you can have as many drivers as you can. You know, you don't want to fire drivers. I think it's probably office staff.
Office, yeah.
I don't know. How much office staff can they have? It's just an app, isn't it?
Well, I mean,
they have a lot.
Yeah, but I've called them and they had to deal with something, and they were there and they answered fast, which was fine. You know.
Well, now they're not going to answer so fast.
Today I just bought my my fifth GoPro.
What do you do with the other 4?
Nothing. I just like having cameras.
Yeah.
You know, video cameras, and they are very good. And the new one, the reason I got the new one is they report that there are absolutely no problems with it. It never. The old ones used to like
You're
jam
such a
up.
sucker.
What?
You're such a sucker.
I know.
Oh, if Phil rides right up there, he's ordered a new
That's
monitor.
like 4.
That's a Hero 4 Black. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that thing. That you got about
It's
3.
antique.
You got 3 minutes out of a battery. Yeah.
Oh, and I got the
got this
monitor on the back.
Yeah,
Oh,
I got one of those too.
Yeah.
Well,
What is that
I'd
one?
go right behind here and go bring out all the 4 that I have already. You know,
I don't know which this is.
I have like every other year.
Oh, look at Brian. He's got a ton of them.
Yeah.
This
I
one
love
went,
this thing.
This one went in the water in Vietnam, so you can use it, but you can't view anything from it. It still works, but only half.
It's supposedly
Oh, I had to wear
it's
it.
supposedly
Mine has a
waterproof.
Yeah, mine has a
Yeah,
case.
this one's waterproof. I bought this one right after you bought yours, Alex.
Oh, all right, okay. But supposedly the new one, it never freezes up. It works perfectly. You know.
I never froze up.
What model is it called?
The 9s froze up. The one that I had, they froze
really?
up. Yeah.
So yours is a 10, Alex?
Yeah. And I was supposed to get a free battery with it, and I forgot to do it right, so I then called up GoPro, and it took me a half hour to get them to send me a free battery that only costs, like $20.
The batteries wear out fast, huh?
No, not the new ones. The new ones go quite a bit. Yeah.
I don't know what I have here.
I have a clamp that hooks to my underwater enclosure, so when I'm taking stills, I have that running.
I have a clamp that sticks to my butt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a 10 black, it says.
Yeah, well, you have a 10 black. I'm going to get the 11 black.
So does Charlie.
Really?
And
Phil
he
has seen it up close.
And he didn't have to pay for it. So listen, this has been a really nice night. Where did Brian go? Oh, who left us?
Kevin.
Oh, I guess.
The other Brian.
I guess he's in a rush to get out of here. Let me see. Well, thanks to Kevin. I love having Kevin around here. Thanks to you, Phil.
You got to look at the screen.
I took that nice pill last night, and so I freeze up. Alan, thank you. I'm glad to see you're feeling better.
Thank you.
And
Me too.
and of course Charlie. you know. And what I have potential.
Yep.
That was a joke. There is another physics joke, which we'll have you explain at some other time. I have potential. I'll figure it out. Anyway, Jeff, thank you. Thank you also. Hey, Tony, and thanks to Ray, and thanks to Brian. Listen, this is a really nice night. Thanks to everybody. Everybody wave goodbye, and I'll wave goodbye at you because I can. Okay, there they go, ladies and gentlemen. That's our citizen panel for tonight. There'll be another one getting together next with Jack Bishop on the intersection or the infection. I don't know what the name of the show is. And we'll see you again tomorrow, same time, same station in life. In the meantime, as always, if you see her, tell her I love her. Okay, good night, everybody. Have a nice night.